Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jayok here, and welcome to part 1 of our regular season finale for season number 2. If you did not watch last episode, we send up to this point, and the standing updates have the playoff teams in the East and West. I don't know why I said it backwards, showing the standings, but our playoff teams are set. The only thing we have to figure out is what they're going to be seed-wise. Out East is going to be ran through the defending champion Eclipse. Then after that, 2 through 4 is up for grabs. And then 5 through 8 is up for grabs, depending on what happens with these teams in their last 1 or 2 games out West. St. Louis and the LA Knights are competing for the 1 and 2 seeds. The Palms have basically clinched the 3 seed. And then there's going to be a dogfight for 4 and 5. Basically, whoever gets the better record is going to have home court in that series. And then Las Vegas, Minneapolis, and Alaska will battle it out. So, today's video, we're going over games on this date, which is June 1st. June 2nd, my bad. And I'm not going to show every game. We're only going to show the games that have playoff implications to it. Idaho does have an implication to it, but they're playing Miami. Miami's being relocated, so we don't know. One of the important things: New Jersey is a half game behind Montreal, and one of those 2 teams is going to get relocated. If you come out here to standings again, and we'll go to the East, you'll see the bottom 5 are Virginia Beach, Miami, New York Lions, Vancouver, and Jacksonville. Well, here's the thing. They're getting relocated. New York, as we said, when we first started this series, New York teams, LA teams will never get relocated. Vancouver, percentage-wise, has one of the worst records out West because they're supposed to be in the West anyway, so we relocated them as a Western team. So it would be Jacksonville as the 3rd team, Louisville is the 4th team to get relocated, and then New Jersey and Montreal are fighting it out, and whoever has the worst record between them 2 will be the last team to be relocated. Hope you understood all that. It's a lot. It was a lot. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on New Jersey. But like I said, we're only showing games that have playoff implications. Richmond's not in. Cincinnati is currently a 2 seed. So that's an important game. Of course, tune-up game for the defending champs as they're in Las Vegas. So we'll be able to tune into that one. This one isn't too important. We'll just keep an eye out on New Jersey. Cleveland and Utah. That's not really big importance. Pittsburgh, St. Louis. St. Louis with a win will clinch the number 1 seed. A loss will keep the Knights in it. Arizona and Mississippi both in the playoffs, looking for seeding, so that'll be important. All these games. So I'm gonna quit talking, and we're gonna go ahead and start getting into some of the box scores and some of the action for this episode. So let's get it. So, I'm not gonna lie, guys. We only had 2 games to hop into here in part 1. So, to save time, I decided I was gonna go over all the box scores at one time. So, let's start up at the top. Idaho at Miami ended up being an 86-68 Idaho blowout win on the road. Miami was led by Cam Reddish, 19 points in that one. TJ Warren had 14. Drew Holiday had 12 points. Westbrook struggled 4 of 14. He had 8 points, 9 rebounds though to help out. Terrence Clark, RIP, he had 7 points. Just not too well of a game by the Lonzo. Oh, Zio, get off. My bad. I love Lonzo, man. Lonzo is my favorite player in the NBA, if you guys don't know that by now. So whenever he wins the most improved player this year and leads the Bulls to a top 5 seed, don't say I'm just a bandwagon fan. I've been a Lonzo fan since the Lakers, my favorite team, drafted him. But anyways, Lonzo had 20 points to lead the way. Kate Cunningham had 18 to help out. Karl Anthony Towns with 14. Anthony Simmons had 13. AD had 4 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Struggled from the floor, but they got the win. Big part to my boy Lonzo. Sorry, Lonzo, that's what we're talking about. So next up was Richmond on the road in Cincinnati with the Generals and a road win, and D'Lo leading the way for Cincinnati with 29 points in this one. Josh Hart had 12 points. He struggled from the floor. Zach LaVine only had 11 points. Didn't really score like that. Bam got into foul trouble, but had 9 points and 7 rebounds to help the cause for Cincinnati and keep it close. LeBron was in his bag, and this was Richmond's last game of the season, as they finished with a 37-33 record on the season, which usually would be good enough to make the playoffs, but not this year. So we will have LeBron missing out for the second straight year on the playoffs. But he dropped 35, 8, and 5 in the last game of the season. Tobias Harris had 17. Jaden Springer had 16 to help out. And Ish Smith struggled from the floor, but besides that, pretty good shooting. Of course, when you have 68 combined points between your top 3 scorers, then you're usually going to win the game. So next up was the top seed out east again, the New York Eclipse, on the road in Las Vegas, taking on the Dealers, and they get the 22-point road win. Kyrie led the way with 26 for the Dealers. Our boy Zion, custom prospect, had 13 points, struggled from the floor. Clint Capella's 13 and 13. Luke Kennard had 10 points to help out, and then after that, geez, just a drop off. It went from 10 to 3 to 2 to 2 to 2, and then no points. Terrence Mann 0 of 8, crazy. Giannis 22 and 12 leading the way for the Eclipse. OG had 16, IT had 16, Bogdanovich had 15, Moses Moody had 11. Yeah, when you have 5 players score double figures, you're going to win a game. Most of the time. Derek Favors 11 big rebounds. Elfrid Payton, he's up there in assists per games leader for the league. So that was that one. Then we have a sleeper game. The New Jersey Atlantics and the Dallas Stallions, with Dallas getting the 10-point home win with our custom prospect D'Angelo Hips leading the way with 25 points. Chetty Osman had 16 to help him out, and then it kind of dropped off a little bit after that. Fred VanVleet 1 of 11, 1 of 9. Sheesh, Zubac, my bad, I don't know if that's Zubac didn't score. 18 big time rebounds though. Victor Oladipo 24 points, and then the fall off after that. So basically it was D'Angelo versus Oladipo, and D'Angelo got the better hand in that one. At least everybody that played for New Jersey scored though. So next up we got Cleveland in Utah with a big time road victory over the Range. Donovan Mitchell led the way with 14 points for Utah. Kevin Porter struggled, 3 of 11, had 11 points. Or 3 of 14 had 11 points. 3 of 11 was Jalen Suggs with 10 points. Doug McBuckets off the bench with 9 points. PJ Washington 8 points. Drummond didn't really score but had 12 rebounds. Robert Williams 5 and 8. Nice games for them. Jordan Clarkson didn't score like that. Ben Simmons leading the way, 23 points for Cleveland. He also had Jimmy Butler help him out with 22, and then Nikhil Alexander-Walker had 12 points. Gary Trent, 9 points off the bench. Gobert, 10 and 12. Oturo had 10 rebounds also. Just pretty good road victory by Cleveland in that one. We had St. Louis. A win would have got them that #1 seed, but they lose. So it comes down to their last game of the season. As you'll see the standings in a second, a 1-game lead over the Knights. But a 13-point loss at home to Pittsburgh. LaMelo leading the way with 13 points. Evan Fournier, 10 points. Otto Porter had 10 points. Cole Anthony struggled from the floor. 2 of 11 had 9 points. Vukovic had 9 points. Not a bad game, honestly, for everybody for this team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 22 to lead the way. Jaren Jackson, 15 and 10. Kobe White with 14. Custom prospect J.D. Hager with 10 and 10, helping out Pittsburgh. When you got 4 guys in double figures compared to 3, well, almost 5, but not enough scoring. You got a guy with 22 points, though, so your top 3 players just outscored the top scorer on the other team. So you're usually going to win that type of game, and that's what Pittsburgh did. We had Arizona on the road in Mississippi with a 6-point road loss, as you saw in the video. Kawhi had 23 to lead the way for the Mastodons. Killian Hayes had 17. Sadiq Bey with 10. Derek White struggled from the floor but had 9 points. Marquise Chris, 15 rebounds go with his 6 points. So good game for them. DiVincenzo leading the way with 16 for Arizona. Jabari Parker had 15. Gordon Hayward struggled from the floor, had 14. Patty Mills struggled from the floor and had 12. Rodney Hood, 6 points, yeah. 4-16, 4-14, that's the big reason why Arizona lost that game. We had New York Lions at home beating Portland by 10. Eric Gordon leading the way, 13 points on 3 of 14 shooting. Kelly Oubre, 12 points on 5 of 16 shooting. Cameron Thomas had 10 points on 3 of 11 shooting. Good God. Ew. Ben McLemore led the way with 13 points. Oh, Chris Paul, 6 of 11. Where's Devin Booker? Is Booker hurt? Booker must have been hurt. 34% to 28%. 14% to 32%. Good God, that was an ugly shooting performance. Dakota on the road blows out Louisville 91 to 68. B.I. led the way with 20 and 11 for the Bobcats. Elijah Hughes had 12 points off the bench. C.J. McCollum only 11 points. Zach Collins 10 points. Yeah, everybody played in that one for them except Isaiah Todd. Custom prospect Jaden Barr, 27 points leading the way for Dakota. Yeah, John Morant with 18. Also, Kobo had 11 off the bench. Tyler Hero with 10 points. Mitchell Robinson, 10 and 11. Yeah, 5 players in double figures compared to 4. And your top scorer had 27, and then your second scorer almost had 20 also. Yeah, that's going to get you a win. Good shit, Jaden. That might be a career high for him. Oh, his career high is 81. Oh, because I inserted the Kobe thing. It's Kobe. He's Kobe if you couldn't tell. Not like he had 81 right there. Well, that happened. Next up, New Orleans blows out Jacksonville by 31. Ooh, 5 of 12. 2 of 12. John Collins had 11 and 12. Good game by John. Oof. They had 2 players. Yep, 5 players in double figures. Yep, they lost. That's the reason. 24 by Lonnie Walker, 20 by Kemba Walker. PG had 12. DeAndre Jordan had 10 and 12. Who's this? Jalen Johnson. 10 points for him. Yep, that's why Jacksonville got blown out. We had Toronto on the road in Indianapolis with a 12-point win. John Wall due to John Wall. Okay, my bad. Oh, we threw that though. 19 points for John Wall, and then Anthony 4 of 17. Trae Young had 9 points off the bench. 6th man of the year probably. Michael Porter didn't shoot the ball well, but had 7 and 10. Sheesh, 4 of 17, that's rough. Steph had 27. Yep, that's why they lost. 27, 20, 10, 10. Like, yep, that's why you lost. Middleton didn't even shoot the ball that well. Steph Curry. Woo, yeah. Yeah, this is the game we watched, right? Yeah, it was. We got, what, 2 more games to go over? Okay, LA Knights keeping the momentum with a win, a 36-point road win against Houston. So they, like I said, are going into the regular season finale. 1 game behind St. Louis for the 1 seed. So they're going to try to get that 1 seed. Try to have the East go through New York and then the West go through LA. So that'd be fun. Is this Grant Riller? Grant Riller. Wow. Custom prospect Clyde had only 5 points. Embiid only 11 and 11. Grant Riller led them in scoring. That's what you call rough. Josh Green had 19 for the night. Porzingis with 12. Sabonis with 11. Napier with 11. DeRozan had 9. Boogie 8. Yep. Just all around team effort in that win. And to finish it out was Atlanta at OKC, and Atlanta blew out OKC by 28 points. Rudy Gay 15 points leading the way for OKC. Nurkic had 12 and 13. Dinwiddie with 11 on 5 of 18. Good God. Matt Thomas 10 points. Dame Time 33 points. Bol with 10 and 9 off the bench. Hardaway with 10 points. Clay only had 7. Valanciunas 7 and 12. Barton was at, 33 points by Dame Time, though. That's going to get you a win. I hate that we're not going to get to see Dame Time in the playoffs this year. But that's going to basically wrap up this video. Part 2 comes out tomorrow. We'll see all these games. Louisville, Virginia Beach, New Jersey, Minneapolis, Alaska, Arizona, Atlanta, Cleveland, New Orleans, Toronto, New York Eclipse, LA Palms, Montreal and LA Knights, Pittsburgh, Dakota. We got Dallas and Nevada, Miami, Vancouver, Indiana at Idaho, Indianapolis at Portland, DC at Kansas City. Then to wrap it up the day after, we got Cincinnati, St. Louis, Utah, Jacksonville, DC, Mississippi, New York Lions, OKC, and Las Vegas, Houston will wrap up our season. That's going to be in the next video. Like I said, playoff picture right now. New York Eclipse have the 1 seed. We got Toronto 2, Cincinnati 3, Indiana 4, Pittsburgh 5, Mississippi 6, Cleveland 7, and Arizona 8. Out east. In the west, St. Louis 1, LA Knights 2, LA Palms 3, Idaho 4, Indianapolis 5, Las Vegas 6, Minneapolis 7, and Alaska 8. Some big things coming up in this video tomorrow. A bunch of play-in, there's seeding games going down. New Jersey and Montreal are going into this last game for each other, and New Jersey needs Montreal to lose, and they need to win in order to avoid relocation. Basically, if they end in a tie, Montreal's above them. And if you look into Google Docs for the standings update, so New Jersey needs help by Montreal. Giannis leading the way, points per game with 24. Devin Booker, Tatum, Lillard, Luka in the top 5. Rebounds, we got Cabela, Giannis, Wendell Carter, Embiid, and Jokic. Assists, Ja Morant, Killian Hayes, Steph, Ben Simmons, Elfrid Payton. Steals, Ben Simmons, Kawhi Leonard, Justin Jackson, Killian Hayes, and Chris Dunn. Blocks, Rokas, we got Embiid, Porzingis, AD, and Evan Mobley. Field goal percentage, Zion at 66%. 3-point percentage, Chris Middleton at 47%. And free throw percentage, Bogdanovich at 95%. For the rookies, Cade leading the way in points. We got Zion, Jay, and Zay all in the top 5 also. Rebounds, JD leading the way. Assists, we got Jalen Suggs leading the way with Jay and Josh in the top 5. Jalen Suggs leading the way in steals. Rook is leading the way in blocks. JD's 3rd. And then you can't really look at everything else because of other players. And of course, as I say, team stats. Richmond season's over, 37-33 is their final record. We got DC, the only team needing 2 more games. They'll get those in this last video. Leading the way in points per game is Indianapolis. Virginia Beach with the fewest. Dakota's giving up the most. Richmond the fewest. Differential goes to St. Louis and Virginia Beach, who has the worst record of all time that we've ever seen in the league. That's crazy. I don't even know if we had 2 teams win 50 plus last year. New York was the only team to get those 50 win markers that I remember, because they went, what was it, 54-16? I think so, yeah. So we're going to have 2 teams above 50 wins this year. So the playoffs are going to be fun this year. I think we're going to be in for a fun time. Hope you guys are ready for the playoffs. Make sure if you guys have made it all the way to the end, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you guys are new. Look at the Google Docs in the Google form in the description. Fill out a custom prospect. Create yourself a prospect for season 3. Be featured on the channel. Love getting you guys involved. I think I got like 8 or 9 people signed up so far to have a custom prospect. So make sure you guys fill one out so you guys can become a prospect and be featured on the channel. And yeah, with that being said, I will catch you guys tomorrow.
It takes time. I'm just trying to be the greatest. I gotta keep grinding. It takes time. You miss the shots you don't take. Give me the chance and I take mine. Trust the process like Embiid. Success will come. It just takes time.